Before this video starts, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. Come on in, guys, as we go ahead and put together our ingredients for our chicken pot pie. First thing first, I'm going to go ahead and prepare my pie crust. Store-bought pie crust works just as well, but for me, my preference is to make my own. So that's what you see me doing here. I have some all-purpose flour. Added to the flour, I have a teaspoon of salt. I'm adding in some butter shortening and unsalted butter. I'm going to go ahead and get everything mixed in. And I'm going to mix this until it starts to clump together. And I'm using ice water because I don't want my dough to be too sticky. I want it to be more of a crumbly texture. And the ice water helps to hold the form of the shortening and the butter. And I'm using a fork to blend and a spatula, trying not to touch so much with my hands because I don't want the warmth of my hands to melt my shortening and my butter. It's a little bit dry, so you see me here dipping my fingers into the ice water to try and give it a little bit more moisture, but not too much. Once it's shaped, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this securely in some saran wrap, and then I'm going to go ahead and place it in my fridge and let it chill to firm up. Now I'm using a rotisserie chicken from Costco. Mainly the breast of the chicken is what's going into the pot pie, and I'm going to use the remainder of the chicken for my chicken broth. So here you see my dough has chilled. That's what it looks like. The butter and the shortening are still in a solid form. And I'm going to go ahead and roll it out and get my pie crust shaped. And I'm just basically using whatever I have on hand to go ahead and help me to cut the pie crust out. And here I have just a simple serving spoon that has a design that I'm using to kind of decorate my dough. And this is my chicken broth that I was telling you about. I'm using the chicken pieces, and I'm adding to it for extra flavor some better than bouillon chicken flavor. And now I'm going to go ahead and start to saute my vegetables. I'm going in with some roasted garlic, added to unsalted butter, adding my onions, my carrots, my celery. And I'm going to saute just a bit. And I also added in one diced up golden potato. Golden potato. These are the seasonings that I'm using. You can certainly use your own blend preference. I let everything saute just for a minute or two. And now I'm going in to add my chicken. And I'm also going to let this saute for a minute or two. I'm adding in now my 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour. I'm adding it in a little bit at a time, and I want to make sure that all of the flour has been dissolved. So I'm making sure that there are no dry spots. I'm trying to get everything coated, my vegetables and my chicken. I'm going to go ahead now and add in my chicken broth, and I'm adding in my coconut cream. Now you can also use regular cream for this if you'd like. I'm tasting here just to see what I need to add in because I do cook by taste. Definitely needed some salt in there. I was trying not to add so much because I'm trying to watch my salt intake. Now I'm going in lastly and I'm adding my parsley, Italian parsley, and my mixed vegetables. And I'm kind of like folding everything in instead of stirring. I've now removed everything from the heat, letting it cool down before I go ahead and fill my pie dishes. All right, I'm filling my pie dishes to the top because I do want the filling to touch the tops of the pie crust. And I'm simply going to go ahead and place these on top and smooth them out to try and get them firmly placed on top of the dish because I don't want the pie crust to just overrun. I want it to be able to be held in place while baking. So I'm adding my egg wash on top here to give it a shine and help it to brown. Adding in a few slits with a knife to give it room for the steam to escape as it cooks. And now I'm going to go ahead and place it in the oven. Oh, right here you see me, I'm still firmly pressing down to lock my dough into place. And after 30 minutes at 400 degrees, this is our result. Now guys, if you like your pie filling to be a little bit more wet, you simply add in more chicken broth and cream, but I prefer mine to be not as wet because I don't like a soggy middle. Just my preference.